3 months to your favorite big tech company. Is it possible? Yes, it is. My name is Anu, and in this video, I have broken down a 3-month roadmap for you, talking about everything that you have to do week by week. So, we'll be starting with DSA, we'll be talking about projects, we'll be talking about system design, we're going to be talking about GenAI. We will talk about everything, we will cover everything, and I will break it down to you in such a simple format that you will be able to land your job at Google, Amazon, Microsoft in 2025. But let me be clear, you have to put in the work. I cannot put in the work for you. You have to do the hard work of putting in the work. You have the roadmap, you have the plan. All you have to do is just follow it. So, are you ready to dedicate yourself to this roadmap? If yes, then let's go ahead with the video. And please follow this. You have to spend about 8 to 9 hours every day. And if this is not possible, if you want to look for a slower roadmap but still gets you to your favorite company, then I have already made a 6-month roadmap for you, and you can go ahead and check it out. And now I won't talk a lot. Let's go into the video. Before moving on to the roadmap, I want to answer a very critical question that many of you have, that where are the jobs? So the jobs are out there, and I found this incredible resource, which is ACO job portal. And as you can see that they have multiple job openings. They have for internships, for full times, and you can also see that under each skill, under each job, you also have the skills that is mentioned, and along with that you can also take a skill analysis test. You can probably take mock interviews as well, and this is totally free. This is a completely free portal. It's not just for the students, it's also for anyone who wants to just sign up, look for jobs. So this is a great, incredible resource that I found, and you can go ahead and check that out to find your next job. So now that you know what skills you want for that job, you can start preparing for it, and that is where this roadmap comes in. So now let's go ahead and talk about the 3-month roadmap to crack your job. So let's start with month one. Month one is going to be laying the groundwork. So in this month, you're going to concentrate on learning a new technology, building your knowledge about data structures and algorithms. So in this month, you're going to learn about one particular language. You're going to do deep dive on one language. So whether it's Java, Python, C++, you're going to take up one language and you're going to start deep diving on that. And by deep dive, I mean that you're going to learn about the syntax, you're going to learn about the common libraries, which is going to help you later on. Now, what you're going to do is that you will move on to data structure concepts, algorithm concepts. So the first thing that you're going to start off is with big O notation or big O complex concepts. So what you're going to learn here is time and space complexities. You're going to learn about how to derive big O notations, how to derive time and space complexity. So you'll learn about all of this first. So learn first about time and space complexities, and then you can slowly start learning about data structures and algorithms. Now in this month, what I want you to concentrate on is first arrays and strings. So in arrays, you're going to focus on normal sorting, searching. In strings, you're going to focus on simple pattern matching or string matching algorithms. You don't need to focus on the more advanced string matching algorithms which give you the best time complexity. Just know about things like substring search and simple things in strings. So overall, you should get comfortable with arrays and strings in this week. And once you're comfortable with that, you're going to go ahead and start learning about linked lists. So linked lists, you're going to focus on singly linked lists, doubly linked lists, and you will also start learning about stacks and queues. So again, I'll talk about the practice and the coding problems again, but let me just be clear about what the concepts you're going to cover first. So in week 1 and week 2, this is going to be a 2-week period, and you're going to first start with time complexity, then arrays and strings, linked lists, then you'll start with stacks and queues. So in stacks and queues, you're just going to learn about basic FIFO operations, LIFO operations in stacks and queues. And then what we are going to do is that for practice, you're going to use lead code. So you will use lead code to solve questions, only easy problems. So what you can do is for each of these concepts, solve about 3 to 5 problems. I would say 5 is minimum. So solve 5 problems on each of these concepts, which will help you build that confidence in problem solving as well. And just focus on easy, medium problems for now. So we have covered arrays, strings, we have covered stacks, queues, and we have also covered linked list, and we have chosen a language in the first 2 weeks. And we have also started solving problems on lead code, which is going to be medium problems and easy problems. So that is going to be your syllabus for week 1 and 2. So the next thing that you're going to focus on is mastering Git and GitHub. So what you're going to do is you're going to learn about the basic Git concepts. You're going to learn about using GitHub. So set up a profile on GitHub, set up a repo, learn these Git commands. Probably you can create a repo, you can pull it into your local repository, you can make some changes, push it into your remote repository. So these are some things that you can try out in the first week. So you don't need to focus a lot, just learn about basic Git commands, GitHub, and that will cover the development side of the aspect. So after you have set up your Git and GitHub, I would also ask you to set up a development environment. So you can probably use VS Code, or you can use Sublime, or anything that you're comfortable with, any IDE that you're comfortable with. And you are going to use this because I will be talking about MERN projects integrated with AI later in the video. So this will be helpful when you come to building projects. So learn Git and GitHub, set up a development profile as well, and that is going to be your work that you need to do in the first 2 weeks. So now let's talk about what you're going to do in week 3 and 4. So first you're going to learn about DSA concepts. Now we are moving on to the intermediate DSA concepts. So you will learn about hash maps or dictionaries in Python. You can learn about, understand about hashing, collisions, usage for lookups. So these are some things that you will learn in this particular week. And along with that, you can also start learning about trees. So you will learn about binary trees, binary search trees, traversals on trees, so in order, pre-order, post-order. And you should also learn about insertion, searching, and deletion. So these are going to be the basics of trees that you have to cover in week 3 and week 4. Now once you are done with learning a bit about trees, and I would again say that for problem solving, start solving daily lead code with a mix of easy, medium problems, and start recognizing patterns when you're solving. So this is a very important tip. Any thing that you're solving, any DSA question that you're solving, the only way to sustain is to start recognizing patterns. Because if you solve every question as a new question, then it will take you a lot of time. But if you realize that there is a template to solving things, you need to only focus on the crux of the problem, and the rest, everything will be removed. So start recognizing patterns as you're solving. You need to solve lead code daily. And any concept that you're learning, just go ahead and search for a related problem on lead code. Focus on easy medium for now, because don't get demotivated by going to hard questions and you won't be able to solve them. So just focus on easy medium. You're solving easy medium problems on lead code, and now the next concept that you need to move on to is recursion. So we have focused on hashing till now, we have focused on trees, and now we'll be moving on to recursion. So in recursion, you're going to learn about basic recursion. You can learn about practicing solving problems recursively. So that is what you're going to focus on. And now let's talk about what you're going to do on the MERN stack of things, right? So you will start focusing on Node.js and Express.js. So you can set up a simple server, you can understand middleware, you can understand routing, handling requests, get, post requests. You can also understand about MongoDB and Mongoose. So what you're going to do is you can probably set up a free cluster on MongoDB. You can learn basic CRUD operations like create, read, update, delete. And overall, this will help you learn about using Mongoose schemas, models. And along with that, you can learn about React.js as well. So you learn the core concepts like components, JSX, props, state, use state, effect hook. These are some things that you can learn on the project side of things. And I would say one thing that I would suggest is that at this point you should also start building a mini project. So build a simple full stack application, probably like a personal blog which has a back end, front end as well. So build something which is related to you. I would suggest that you go ahead and build a portfolio of your own, and that would be very helpful, because not only will you be able to learn about how you can implement the technologies that you have learned, which is Node.js, Express.js, React.js, and your MongoDB as well, but you'll also be able to build your own personal portfolio website, which will be helpful for you later on. So that is going to be about week 3 and week 4. That was the month 1. Now we're going to talk about month 2. So in month 2, you are going to focus on building complexity and integrating AI. So that is going to be our month 2. So in month 2, you will focus on advanced DSA, and we are going to introduce a bit of system design as well. So talking about DSA, you're going to focus on heaps. You'll learn about min heaps, max heaps. You're going to learn about graphs, building adjacency matrix, adjacency list, learn about graph algorithms, which is shortest path algorithms, and we are going to learn about all of these concepts. And the other thing that you're going to focus on is learning about dynamic programming. So in dynamic programming, understand the concept of overlapping subproblems, subsequences, and start with like classic problems like probably Fibonacci or knapsack problems, And practice, again, you have to practice daily. Start solving lead code medium problems daily. Aim for at least 5 problems in a day. And I wouldn't say at least, aim for 2 to 5 problems, because 5 problems at a minimum would be a lot. And along with that, you can start participating in weekly contests, so if possible. So analyze solutions in time and space complexity. So this is going to be your first 2 weeks of the second month. So this is going to be basically week 5 and week 6. And the other thing that you're going to focus on is system design. In this point, you're also going to start introducing system design. Now let me be clear, system design is not required for fresher roles in most of the companies. But if you are experienced and even if you have like 1 or 2 years of experience, system design is asked in most of the companies. So that is why I'm making this roadmap, because I want it to be very comprehensive, not just limited to freshers, but also people who have certain years of experience. So coming back to the topic, after you have started solving advanced DSA problems, I'm going to introduce system design now. So you will start learning about basic system design concepts like scalability, vertical, horizontal scalability. You learn about load balancing, caching, database trade-offs, right? So learn about SQL, NoSQL. You can learn about API design. And the resources that you're going to use for all of this is going to be some posts like Byte and you can use David Milan's Harvard Scalability lecture. But Byte is a resource that I have also used, and this is a free resource. Use System Design Trainer. And overall, for system design, I have made a comprehensive video already. Do go ahead and look at that. So in this 2 weeks, you're going to focus on understanding the terminology and building the fundamental concepts. Now let's talk about week 7 and 8. So doing a quick recap of what we did in week 5 and 6, we moved on to advanced DSA concepts, and we also introduced a bit of system design. Now we are going to move to week 7 and 8. Month 2 is all going to be about advanced DSA and MERN stack development as well. So this is where things can get a little tricky. I have given this roadmap for you, which you can follow end to end. But sometimes it happens that while you're following this roadmap, you might get stuck or you might need guidance. So if you want someone who can help you or guide you along the way, then you can check out certain courses like full stack development and DSA, which is offered by ACU Job. As this is totally up to you. If you like it, if you want someone who can guide you in a structured way, then you can check out these things. I have given this roadmap for you. It's a complete roadmap, but if you want to know about which resources you should use, or you're confused about what resources you need to follow to do this roadmap completely, you can check out these programs as well. So in week 7 and 8, you're going to build the project that you built earlier, your MERN project. We are going to enhance it, and we are going to add a GenAI integration into it. So what you'll do now is you'll build a more substantial MERN application that solves a real or interesting problem, and we're going to integrate a GenAI feature meaningfully. So the MERN enhancement that you can do is that you can add features like user authentication. You can probably use user profiles, more complex data interactions. You can maybe include state management as well. And overall, you can just improve the UI UX as well if you want to do that. Now let's talk about GenAI integration. And this is going to be a very valuable advice, not just for your projects, but even if you're participating in a hackathon. For GenAI, what you need to do is you need to first think about how can GenAI add value. Think about what is that one thing, like maybe personalized, like if let's say if you're building a workout planner, can it be personalized according to by analyzing some data about the user? Or let's say that if you are building a blog website, is there a way that you can add summarization feature into it? So you need to probably think about how GenAI can enhance certain things, and you can also use prompts for that. So even that is also something that you don't need to do yourself. You can give prompts to AI, and that will give you some ideas through which you can use GenAI, and then use the same AI prompt to add the enhancements into your website. And what you can do is that you can also use an API. So choose a provider like maybe OpenAI or Google's Gemini API, and get the API keys, manage them securely in your environment, and start exploring that API as well. And once you have explored that API, you can build up the backend logic for it, and then accordingly add the front end application by modifying your React components. So that way, now the basic project that you built in month 1 is now much more enhanced. It has much more features. It's a complete MERN project with a GenAI integration as well. Now this is a perfect time to start building your resume. So you will start drafting your resume, choose an ATS friendly resume format. You'll find, if you search ATS friendly resume format, you'll find a lot of them on the internet. So go ahead and find that, start drafting your resume and focus on impact, focus on numbers, start writing everything in star format. So situation, task, action, and result. And quantify achievements like improved loading speed by X%, improved user retention by Y%. So quantify everything, and that is the way through which you can increase your ATS score. So that was everything about month 2 of our big tech roadmap. And now let's move on to month 3. So now we are on to the final month of the 3-month roadmap. In this, we're just going to focus on polishing, practicing, and I will give you some strategies for job hunting as well. So now what you're going to, the focus of this month is going to be intense interview practice. You're going to finalize your projects, you're going to start actively applying and networking as well. So in this month, what you're going to do is first DSA mastery. So in DSA mastery, you're just going to aim for consistency and speed on your lead code problems. Try solving some hard problems as well, and practice explaining your thought process clearly while you're coding, because that will be helpful when you're giving interviews. And start mock interviewing. So mock interview is very important. You can probably reach out to people, connect with the recruiters, or reach out to people who are already working as SDs in certain companies and start giving mock interviews. And along with that, talking about system design, you need to start solving real world system design. So start solving real common design problems like tiny URL or Twitter feed, now X, Instagram, Uber, Ola. So anything that you see around you, any application, think about how you can design that, right? And practice drawing those diagrams on paper or using tools like, or using certain tools. And the other thing that you can do is that focus on discussing trade-offs, identifying the bottlenecks, and scaling strategies. And you can watch mock interviews online as well. The other thing that you're going to do is you're also going to start focusing on behavioral questions. So behavioral questions, prepare stories using the STAR method for questions about teamwork, challenges, failure, success, leadership, weakness. These are many things. Research about company values, like Amazon has its Amazon leadership principles, Google has Googliness. So learn about that, tailor your answers according to that. And at the end, finalize your project. So ensure that your MERN and GenAI project is fully deployed and functional. And write a good README project, right? People always ask me about how do we build a good project. The only thing important is that you have a good README, that your project is complete, it's deployed somewhere, it's functional, it has an active link on the resume, and that's all you need. Okay, and probably add screenshots into the readme, include your project description, the features, the tech stack, the setup instructions, and add basic test as well, if possible unit test, integration test. That will also show that you have that kind of a development mindset where you are building a software project into it. Now, talking about week 11 and 12, this is going to be the last 2 weeks of the 3-month roadmap. And here you're going to focus on active job hunting. You're going to focus on active job hunting and networking. So identify 10 to 15 target companies, tailor your resume for that specific role: software developer, full stack developer, AI engineer, and apply directly or through job portals like LinkedIn or InstaHire, or you can probably apply through referrals as well. And network is very important. Optimize your LinkedIn profile, make it professional, like highlight your skills, project, connect with recruiters and the engineers who are working at your target companies. Send personalized connection requests. That is very important. Trust me, even I receive hundreds of requests in a day, but if somebody sends that extra personalized message, I always accept that request, because it just goes on to show that that person has put in that effort, they have put in that extra step, they have written that personalized message to go that extra step, and that extra step is all that matters. So that is how you're going to do to prepare for online assessments. You can start giving contest on lead code, and some companies also use HackerRank, Codility. So get familiar with that as well. Practice timed test everything that you're doing, time it, and start participating in hackathons and contests as many as possible. So there's DevPost, there's HackerEarth, there's Unstop. So these are certain sites that always have some competition going on. Go ahead and explore that. Network, participate, show yourself, put yourself out there. Visibility is very important. and that is going to be week 11 and 12 of the 3-month roadmap. So that's it for the video. Throughout the 3 months, the things that are going to help you is consistency. Code daily, review concepts regularly. GitHub, maintain an active profile. It acts as your portfolio. Even the code that you're solving or lead code, push it onto GitHub. So these are some basic things that you can do. And stay updated. So either follow tech news, trends, especially in AI. And along with that, manage your health as well. Manage your stress. Get enough sleep, get enough exercise, drink water. So manage health, because the saying is actually true that in a healthy body resides a healthy mind. That is actually true. And overall, yeah, just be realistic throughout the process. Rejection is part of the process. I'm not saying that after this 3 months, any company that you will get applied to, you will 100% get shortlisted. That's not true. There are still cases where you might not get shortlisted, but this will definitely, you'll be better off than you were 3 months back. So that is one thing that this roadmap can definitely guarantee you, that you will be a much more skilled person, you will be much more job ready than you were. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Until then, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this with your friends and family, and comment on if you will be following this roadmap or not. I love reading all of your comments and I love interacting with you all, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, bye bye.